Hitting record now.
Hitting record now. Okay, I got a lively chat here today. News AF.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're all
How's
here.
everybody doing?
A verbal tug of war.
Verbal tug of war?
Yeah.
That's what this is?
Over life's most important subjects.
I would say a collaboration. A tug of war.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to give it some drama.
Okay.
It really is a peaceful place where everyone's given time to talk, come to a consensus. We're building bridges in reality.
Yes.
We really are.
Yes. Okay. Celebrity Big Brother is kicking off tomorrow night.
Probably.
Are we gonna get an update later on in this podcast episode?
Yes, we are. If you stay tuned for the end of the podcast, Danny will have his insights into Celebrity Big Brother. Not only that, but also Australian Survivor. All coming up.
A full cast
Australian Survivor.
A full cast breakdown. Yeah.
Correct.
Might be fun to give Danny the cast list for Celebrity Big Brother, see how many people he knows.
0. I can tell you right now.
You don't know Lamar Odom?
Oh, yeah, I know Lamar. Come on, dude.
Okay.
I know that guy. I didn't know they had people like that.
You don't know Chris Kattan?
That sounds familiar.
He was on Saturday Night Live with Will Ferrell.
Okay.
He was in Night at the Roxbury.
No.
The movie.
Sorry.
Okay. You don't know Todd Bridges from Different Strokes?
Nope.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I know Different Strokes, and I probably know Todd Bridges' face.
Yeah, if you see him, if you've seen him.
That's the thing about being an actor. If you're a reality star, wherever you walk, people know your real name. But if you're an actor, they just know you by your
character.
Yeah.
Is that better or worse?
Probably better if the character is awesome.
Well, also better. It's better and worse. So the actor, nobody really knows the actor personally, which could be a good or a bad. But as a reality star, they kind of do know you as who you are.
Well, they know you as a reality star, which I'm hoping is worse than the person normally is.
Yeah. So that's, I don't know if it's better or worse.
Okay. All right. Well, let's start to the news AF of it all.
Okay. Let's get it
AF
out.
it up. Okay. All right. Here we go. Welcome everybody here live. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, we'd love to hear from you. Okay. Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Rob Sesternino, back again to talk with you about the week's most interesting news stories for the week of February 1st, 2022, here on News AF.
If the story is buzzing like it's on crystal meth, it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. Actual, factual.
Yeah, that's right. News AF here, February 2022, here ready to talk about everything happening in our world, one story at a time. And now back with us once again, a man who is the top influencer in pickleball. Of course, he's Father Nature and much more. Most importantly, our friend Tyson Postel. Tyson, how are you?
I'm great. I thought you were going to say most influential pickleball influencer in the world, which is
in the world
of all time.
Of all time.
I'm great. Always great. Chilly morning here in Arizona. It was like 55.
I like your sweater. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do like that sweater.
Thanks, gentlemen. Wow. Well, I'll see if they're still available and we'll send you each one.
Oh.
If so, what size are you?
Kind of like a Marge.
Okay.
Did you just say a Marge?
Yeah, that's a medium large.
Like a medium large.
Usually a medium.
Okay.
Yeah. Depends how these shirts run. No clothes are like the same size. You get a medium in one thing. It's like, oh, this is so tiny. And then you get like a large and something else. Like, I'm swimming in this. What is this?
I think if this is a medium, then I'll send you both mediums. If I this is a couple years old, so I don't even know if I'll be able to find it. But
okay,
thank you.
Wow, so generous.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Whenever I picture Tyson talking about being at top of the pickleball world,
yes,
I always wonder about all the people below him. Like how many.
So jealous. They're so jealous.
Yeah, like clawing their way over each other to reach the top of that human pyramid.
Nobody's even on your heels, right?
No, there's
you
nobody.
You look in the
rear
view mirror and there's just
empty.
like nothing.
Yeah, but maybe that's a scary place to be because someone's lurking around a dark corner.
Yeah, but I've built so much, they'd have so much catching up to do. Okay, they're not lurking around a corner. They're about 30 miles behind me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Be careful, Tyson.
Careful. So. Okay. A man who is almost never careful when he's out on all of his adventures around the world. It's Danny Bryson. Danny, how are you?
Just enjoying the simulation that is life. I saw it come up a bunch this past week or two about us living again in a computer simulation. It's like, well, what evidence do you have of said simulation?
Yeah. And if there was a simulation, then how did the caveman live? Because they couldn't have invented
Oh, that's easy. Although it did get me thinking, I might be the only person who's being in the simulation and you guys are being rendered in real time.
But that's what I'm
not.
Yeah. Like I have no evidence. The minute we hang
why
up
do
here,
I feel love?
I don't know. The computer is very advanced, but the minute we hang up here, you don't exist. Like you're turned off. They put you in storage until it's time for you to interact with me again. And then
so you think they built this huge storyline of you and I where we were?
Yeah, it's crazy
for a long time.
Now, if you were to have a simulation for one person, I don't think any of us would be a great deal. Like you'd want like an Alexander the Great. That's the simulation you want, I think. If you're trying to do it for entertainment purposes, that's the line. Maybe a Julius Caesar. I don't think that they would simulate just for us. Us. Like this guy does his regular thing. Podcast is on Survivor a couple times. That just doesn't seem dramatic enough for all the aliens watching the simulation be played.
So, would you think this was good news or bad news if they confirmed this reality is a simulation, Danny?
Well, I would think it wouldn't really change anything. If they told me we have definitive proof we're living in a simulation, I would be like, well, my simulation is pretty great right now. So enjoying the simulation as it is. I can't change it. This is awesome.
Yeah.
But if things took a downward turn, obviously I'd be more anti-simulation. Like, why is the simulation so against me? Well, down with the simulation and those operating it.
But if you believe in a deity that created all, then that's kind of a simulation in and of itself.
Yeah, it's like he just mixes the ingredients and throws them down on a planet. We show up and
sits up there in his lazy boy eating popcorn, watching us
make a mess of it all. And then I don't know. Again, he's not going to be very entertained by us. We're just pawns. But
so Danny does all this exercising and working out because subconsciously his real form in the outside of the Matrix is a
gelatinous blob
from
just like Alpha Centauri. I don't even have legs. I have to roll around with my arms and just rolling. Yeah, that would be really unsettling. Now that would be unsettling if I woke up, and from the Matrix, I just had this awesome simulation. I'm on this grungy planet with very little oxygen, just smoking.
You don't need oxygen. You don't know that you need oxygen.
Well, I'm just saying, and then I get up, it's all gray, and I'm just a giant gelatinous blob, that crawls out of my simulation chamber, and I'm like slithering across the ground.
You don't have a chamber. You don't have your own chamber. You are stacked on top of.
No, I'm saying that it was like a voluntary thing. Like, oh, hey, become one of our bots on this Earth, on planet Earth, right? So I climbed in. I'm controlling myself, just like the metaverse.
A video game. It's like a video game.
And I lived my whole life. And when I die, all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, oh, dude, that was crazy. And then I'd look down. And I'm like, oh, gross.
Yeah.
I was so handsome on that Earth thing.
Now
look at me now. Now
rolling
I'm just
around in the salt mines as laser operator.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't get to pick your character when you sign up on that planet to join the Earth simulation. So it's a roll of the dice.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to go back to my blob life. It would. Like, seriously, that would be the hardest part. I bet you I'd be completely unable to do any work at the office.
You don't think any of that you don't think that all of that blob living would come back to you? Because right now you're not remembering any of it. You think that now you'd
be born in the blob. Yeah.
No, I think that I would have a hard time adjusting back to blob life if I died and this was a simulation and now I'm just this thing, this slug. I'd be like, dude, that was awesome. I'd probably pay extra money, like remortgage my blob house to get back into the game.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Danny's loving life so much. He's going to mortgage his Blob house.
I'm going to. I'm just worried about going back to Blob life because there's no way as a
That's
Blob.
fine.
I will meet me guys try to find me in the Blob world.
We'll look you up.
We'll have a discussion about whether or not Earth was better or Blob world is better because I'm feeling
Guys trip in the Blob world.
yeah. Come find me.
Assuming we're guys in the Blob world.
Yeah, that's right. You don't know.
We're just blobs.
Yeah.
And then when you get there, you'll even forget what you are. You're like, I've got holes and protruding and like appendages all over the place. What are any of these for?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
I
Yeah.
think you just
It'll come
put the
back to you.
appendages in the holes.
Yeah, that's right. All the Polaroids I've been keeping in my little pod where I've been simulating will remind me how to use all the holes and appendages.
It all comes back. Okay. All right. So it's February 1st. Tomorrow is a big day. Groundhog Day is tomorrow.
Punxsutawney Phil's still alive.
Punxsutawney Phil is still alive, but we do have some updates on some other groundhogs that also are in the same line of work. Some of the less popular influencer groundhogs that are out there. Danny, do you have any strong feelings about the Groundhog Day?
Yeah, I think we talk about this every year, and I'm just so curious
how
as
Groundhog Day-ish that we talk about it every year.
Every year, and I'm just curious about when it started. And I am a little worried about what you're about to say because I feel like it could be a dark portent of terrible things to come.
Yep. Well, I can tell you that another local groundhog at this hour has sadly passed right before the big day.
Does that mean 7 years of winter?
I don't know.
We'll have to search some like Assyrian scrolls, maybe Dead Sea Scrolls, because I don't know the last time this happened, but there is no way this can be good.
Okay, RIP to Milltown Mel.
Oh, Milltown Mel.
Milltown Mel.
I was on his Instagram fan list, everything. I was following him. Sad to see him go. He was one of the great ones.
Yeah.
He was right. He was accurate 100% of the time.
He was accurate 50% of the time.
So the post from on Milltown Mel's Facebook group says, we Wranglers are sad to report that Milltown Mel recently crossed over the Rainbow Bridge.
To the Shadowlands.
I've never heard that euphemism before.
To the Rainbow Bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's on
to the Blob world.
The Blob world. Yes.
That's what like poor Blob people can only afford animals.
Coming in as the groundhog. Yeah. Considering the average lifespan of a groundhog is about 3 years.
Whoa.
This is not such a shock, but Mel left us at a tough time of year when most of his fellow groundhogs are hibernating. Well, I thought a little bit of not the most sensitive tribute to Milltown Mel on his Facebook group.
Well, Mel
I also think that
willed himself to die because he knew he was about to be manhandled by those quadrupeds or whatever.
Yeah.
Bipeds.
Yeah.
And so he's like, dude, I know it's coming up. Just die. And he was gone.
Done. Yeah. I think Punxsutawney Phil there's many over the years that have been named Punxsutawney Phil. Why couldn't they just rename and replace?
Yeah, like computer updates, like Punxsutawney Phil 4.00.002.
Milltown Mel has had a better track record of predicting whether it's going to be winter or not than Punxsutawney Phil. But apparently there's already a search on for the new Milltown Mel. But right now,
auditions.
The other groundhogs are hibernating. They said, so no babies will be available to replace them until the spring. We tried everywhere to get a stand-in, but to no avail. On top of that, our county is not currently renting out the big showmobile stage due to the pandemic. So we had that issue as well.
They're snatching babies.
Yeah, they're baby snatchers.
Out prowling the prairie to snatch some groundhog babies. That's dark. Just so they can have poor weather prediction capabilities. Doesn't seem worth it. Separating family. I mean, come on. I mean, you gotta
explain that to the leaders in the Blob world that are operating the Matrix.
Well, I mean, why shouldn't we be giving these what are they? Groundhogs the ability to choose, like maybe offer some schooling kind of pick, because then you're getting the best of the best.
Yeah, but how do you
creme
know that
de
they
la creme.
didn't choose in the Blob world? They were like, do you want to be like a groundhog? It's a type of animal. And what it does is
Yeah, but
every
we
year
don't
it
know as
protects-
humans which ones would have made that choice. So what I'm saying is in order to weed them out and to find the ones that were truly chosen to
Oh,
predict
that's
weather,
right.
we have to offer some kind of schooling, or at least like the Super Bowl, they have to come sniff stuff out, right?
But the Matrix will just place them where they need to be.
So, well, it is 100% accurate, the most accurate computer ever.
That's what I'm saying.
And also, we have other animals now that are telling the future. We have octopuses, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Pigs. And this is something we talked about last year, where all the other predictive animals, what if there's one that's even better at predicting the weather? Why don't we move on to other animals?
Better than a groundhog?
Yeah, better than a groundhog. Come on, there must be something.
Really, what we needed was a groundhog to
duck.
predict the lifespan of Milltown Mel. Yeah. If we could have had like another groundhog that was going to tell us, hey, Milltown Mel is not going to make it till groundhog there.
So you think they
smell
need
death
like
on
10 groundhogs to predict each other's lifespan, and then one groundhog to
They
predict
can
the weather.
smell the stench of death sneaking up on Milltown Mel.
Enough groundhogs to form a pentagram. You put Mel in the middle, and then they can divine whether he's going to die or make it for this year, because then you can just get rid of him and summon another groundhog from the ground.
Sure.
Predict the weather.
Yeah. Okay. Mel actually, ironically, lived on the property of a funeral home in a small community near New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Oh.
So no word about if a service will be held for Milltown Mel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it only makes sense, but yeah, I don't know.
Could we get, is this a job we could be moving over to AI and robotics? Like one of those Boston Dynamic dogs comes out, crunches all the data.
Arf. You have 6 more weeks of winter.
Hey, it's going to be another long, cold winter for you.
I would love it if that's how the Boston Dynamic dog opened his mouth. I had all these expectations, like for metallic, angry barking, and that's how it talks.
No, that's how the Boston Dynamics dog talks. Okay, so sad news to report on Milltown Mel. We will have to rely on Punxsutawney Phil and the other groundhogs for our big updates. But then another big story at this hour. Okay, let me know, have either of you been a frequent patron at the Golden Corral over the years?
No,
I've been once in 20 years.
Yeah, my grandparents used to love that place because they had everything for everybody. You didn't have to decide, which they loved for some reason. And
have everything.
I cannot remember. I know I have been there, but I do not remember my experience. It was so long ago.
Okay. Well, there was some big news that has been sweeping social media today about a big incident that took place at the Golden Corral. Apparently, that the Golden Corral is a buffet-style restaurant, and people go there for delicious, home-style cuisine.
You said delicious, right?
Apparently, they must have a very delicious steak there at the Golden Corral. But for some reason, they did not have enough steak for all of the Golden Corral patrons on hand.
That's fine. People will just try to wait patiently, right?
You have to make sure you've got enough to meet the meat demands.
Enough.
Like, you don't open that restaurant.
Steak. Yeah.
Don't even think about opening that restaurant for the day if you can't meet the demand for meat.
Yeah. Okay. Well, everybody there they wanted to get their hands on some of the delicious Golden Corral steak. I'd like to bring in a news report about the incident. This comes to us from this took place in Bensalem. I believe that's in Pennsylvania. Okay, so these are some probably not too far from where Milltown Mel resides.
Oh, wow.
Cause of death. Mob.
Everybody was mourning. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's bring in a report to sort of like tell the story, because they have video footage of the melee at the Golden Corral. Okay. So here we go. Let me just bring this one up, and here we go. Here is a little bit of what the commotion that was going on at the Golden Corral.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm Yuki Washington. And I'm Jessica Cartalia. Friday night out turned into a melee in Bensalem at a Golden Corral restaurant. Now police are trying to figure out how it all started. Eyewitness News reporter Matt Petrillo is in Bensalem tonight. Matt?
Well, I talked to a man who posted that video online.
It looked like a cafeteria.
Fight broke out after the buffet here
Looks
ran
like a farm
out
supply
of steak.
factory.
Video shared with Eyewitness News shows punches being thrown and high chairs flying as a fight breaks out inside the Golden Corral.
Okay, so I watched on Saturday night the WWE Royal Rumble.
Oh,
It was not nearly as wild as what we're seeing here from the Bensalem Golden Corral.
Man.
The funny thing, there's lots of weapons better than high chairs at a place that serves food and steak. Let's just be glad they were throwing chairs.
Yeah. I don't understand exactly what happened of that. There must have been some sort of a commotion over one person wanted the last steak. They didn't get it. And I don't know how it turns into every person in the restaurant is now involved in the fight.
That's the risk you take at a buffet.
Yeah, because the families get involved at that point. They're like, give this guy the last steak. He deserves it. And he's like, no, he cut in line because I was taking too long at the onions in the salad bar. And it's like, you can cut in line if you're waiting behind somebody who's being too picky at a certain point. That's part of the rules. And so, yeah, they probably had an argument over that, which, correct me if I'm wrong, that is, if I go to a buffet, which I almost never do, and somebody is holed up at the mashed potatoes and I'm in line behind them and I don't want mashed potatoes, I can go around them and move forward.
Tyson, that's exactly what happened. I can see that. Considered line cutting, but also not considered line cutting.
Yeah, it's the rules of buffet.
Yeah, the buffet rules were being adhered to, but a new buffet bro didn't understand the rules, thought that he had just been cut, didn't get the last steak, and then automatically went straight to the high chairs, which are really easy to throw.
Yeah, those are the like WWE steel chairs at the Golden Corral Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they're great.
Great weapons to use in the Golden Corral 40-person brawl.
I don't think these chairs also are the breakable kind that the Royal Rumble uses. These are like real legit chairs that people can sit on and everything.
Yeah.
By the way, kudos to the server, the waiter, waitress, whatever, who was holding back people from throwing chairs. Like, she does not get hazard pay in her job. I don't think that's in her contract, but she was out there grabbing chairs, trying to get people to put it down. I don't think people I would not do that. I'd be like, you know what? This is my restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, just throw those chairs. I'm not going to get in the middle of this, but kudos to her.
Yeah.
So
Amon in the chat is saying that
our own Amon Adwin, a Philadelphia resident that seems to have some insight.
Yeah, he was saying that what happened was there were two gentlemen in line, and the one in behind got his steak first because he asked for it rare, so it was done quicker. But they couldn't understand in the mask why he got his first, and so the guy in front of him got pissed.
It's important to watch stories like this because we always think that the end of society is going to happen with two armies lined up against each other, but most likely it's going to happen in a Golden Corral over a steak that spills out into the street and then just turns into general warfare.
Yeah.
So it's important to keep these things in control and not let them spill out into the streets.
I want to go back to the news report from CBS 3.
Bensalem Friday evening. Bensalem police confirm the brawl may have involved more than 40 people and happened following an argument among some customers. Officers are still looking into what caused the argument.
I've never seen nothing like that in Golden Corral before.
This man who used to work at the Bensalem Golden Corral says he was told by a current employee about the initial altercation.
From what I heard, it was over steak. Apparently somebody cut in line.
His friend heard the same details.
There was a shortage of steak and two parties were involved.
Take a close listen and a man can be heard saying, "All I wanted was some steak."
It doesn't have to be this way. All I wanted was some steak.
You think the Blob overlords are all high-fiving watching this and being like, we did it.
Yeah, because
another successful.
those little tricks are what keep the simulation exciting. Like, hey, you know what? Ask the program to remove 5 or 6 steaks.
Yeah.
And like, let's see where this
Amon
goes.
wants to be clear. This is Bucks County. We refuse to accept this as Philly. Yes. Okay. All right. So this is not Philadelphia.
Have you guys ever seen a fight at a restaurant?
No, I've never seen a fist fight at a restaurant.
No, I've seen a fist fight in the parking lot of a Ultimate Electronics. That's as close as I've gotten.
Okay.
Like a Black Friday type thing, Tyson?
No. It was 2 drivers were road raging at each other.
Oh,
and
wow.
the one followed the other into the parking lot, and the guy worked at Ultimate Electronics, and when he got out, the other guy assaulted him. And the one guy was like, I'm going to sue you for assault. And the guy punching him in the face said, I'm going to sue you for cutting me off.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like,
suing.
there was a lot of lawyers. There were probably a lot of lawyers involved.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a fight in a movie theater.
Yes, over what?
Over someone kicking a chair.
Yeah.
And then they dumped popcorn, and then they stood up and started throwing punches. And then people were screaming, "Turn off the movie!" And I just sat there and drank my drink
and watched.
And then they kicked us all out of the theater and gave us a ticket to come back and watch something else later. So, all the people who weren't involved. By the way, 40 people. How do you drag in? Were there 2 families that had 20 individuals in each?
Yeah,
family?
but also if you're getting a chair slammed over you, as like a flying chair hits you.
Yeah, collateral damage brings in
others. Yeah.
Tyson, did things even get this ugly on the edge of extinction over peanut butter?
No, not even. All you had was like Yule moping around wondering why nobody was sharing with him. And it's like, because you're hoarding all of your fire tokens. You can buy as much peanut butter as you want. He's like, nobody's sharing with me. It's like, I bought that with my own tokens. You have a pocket full of tokens. Mathematically, it makes sense to me, but not all.
Yeah. It wasn't like anybody said, no, I ordered the creamy. If you would have you ordered crunchy. Like that takes longer to come out.
It does. Nobody did that. There was some pouting as people were upset that they weren't
pouting is
preferable
to full on.
Yeah. I like to watch a good pout. I don't know why that is, but when somebody's being real pouty, I enjoy just being an observer.
Do they have like ASMR for pouting?
They should.
Probably on YouTube.
I don't know. I don't think it's. Oh, it probably would be the same if it was a real candid video of somebody really pouting. Because I have a video of my niece pouting when she's losing at video games. That is so great. But if it was somebody like pretending to pout in a camera, that
wouldn't work. It has to be authentic.
Yeah, exactly.
Should we visit Golden Corral to see just how good the steak is?
No.
No. We shouldn't risk it.
Yeah. I went to Peter Piper Pizza for a birthday party the other day.
How was that?
About what you would expect. Probably a very similar vibe to Golden Corral.
Everyone on edge.
Everyone on edge.
Everyone keeping a hand close to a high chair.
No, not everybody's on edge. Everybody's just like having so much fun in the arcades, running around. Way more people than there should be. I am sitting off by myself, trying to keep an eye on Marlo and Bergen and wishing I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And like, I'm on edge. I don't think everybody's on edge. I was definitely on edge.
Well, that's your first mistake. You need to assume that every single person in there is just on edge, and
everybody's on edge. That's true.
Yeah.
No, but it looked when I was looking at people, it even looked like adults were enjoying Peter Piper Pizza. Is that a lie? Is that a facade?
I don't know. They might just have like very boring lives. Also, people might just be happy to be out of the house.
Yeah. I can see that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Like maybe they don't have like that much fun stuff at their house.
I got to say, it sounds like I need better health care coverage if I want to go to a buffet. My deductible is pretty high, and I don't think any of those injuries would be covered.
Well, and you're also eating buffet food, which may be considered a pre-existing condition.
Yeah. So
how often do you eat buffet food? Once a week? Okay, that counts as a pre-existing condition. We won't cover any digestive issues.
All right. Well, Tyson, it's not Peter Piper Pizza. That was the name of the place?
Uh-huh.
Okay, not an
You've
endorsement.
never heard of Peter Piper Pizza?
No, I've never had that.
That's a national chain, I believe.
I've never heard of it either.
You've never heard of Peter Piper Pizza?
No, don't act so surprised.
Is that real? Get on your phones right now on Google Maps and search Peter Piper Pizza locations. You have to have one near you.
Looking.
Peter Piper Pizza. I've never even heard of it. They have a lunch buffet.
Paid by these people?
No,
Yeah,
I'm not.
Piper
I've advocated clearly against them.
Yes, their headquarters is in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah, my nearest one is 356 miles away.
Are you kidding? I thought there would probably be one in Salt Lake at the very least. Rob, where's your closest Peter Piper Pizza?
My closest Peter Piper Pizza is in. Okay, I don't know. I think I stumped it with my zip code. We're sorry, but there are currently no Peter Piper Pizza restaurants nearby. For the location details provided, please retry your search.
It's an Arizona thing, and 1 or 2 in New Mexico. That's it, Tyson.
I feel like I saw commercials and heard about it when I was in Utah.
Bad memory.
No.
Delete that memory because it's
I think Daddy's wrong, dude. I'm going up to Salt Lake on my thing.
They have franchising opportunities.
Don't. I wouldn't.
Locations. Let's see.
They have like a million in Phoenix. that
They
is
do
what
have
I
a lot
think. Yeah, they have so many.
Oh my goodness. They do have so many in Phoenix. How jealous are you?
Not at all.
Yeah. All right. So what about the Peter Piper Pizza? Anything else? I mentioned that to talk about.
Do not get any franchise opportunities,
now,
please.
Domino's they have those everywhere.
Okay, I believe that.
Domino's has a new promotion that they are offering for people. You know how when you have the delivery driver come to your house to bring you pizza, you have to give them a tip. Domino's is going to give you a $3 tip if you come and pick up your own pizza.
Wow.
Please explain. They're just going to give me $3. Is it going to be in cash?
Guess they said because of a nationwide labor shortage that they have a problem with having enough drivers. So instead, they're going to pay you just to come and pick up your own pizza with a $3 coupon. They're not going to give you cash.
Yeah.
Oh, so I have to buy more pizza?
Buy more pizza.
Yeah, drive there more often.
That's how they get you. So then they're giving you a $1.50 discount on 2 orders.
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks later, they're like, well, why don't you just work for us? You're coming here all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Car?
Like, you like it. This is fun, right? Like we're cool.
Seems like you're getting here okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here, there's actually, we have a pizza for one of your neighbors. Do you think you can
drop
that off for us?
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
Next thing you know, you're a full-time employee at Domino's.
They start calling you and they're like, hey, we got a free pizza for you. And you show up and they're like, oh, and there's people in your neighborhood that need their pizzas.
Yes. So I have a recent experience with Domino's delivery that
Positive
we ordered. Yeah, with where I live, we ordered Domino's pizza this weekend, and my kids saw it on football, and they said, "Dad, can we get Domino's pizza?" I said, "Yes," even though my wife was very much vehemently against ordering Domino's pizza, and that was part of the attraction, personally.
Okay. That was the number one reason.
And so that I ordered Domino's pizza, they came, and the man came to my door and said, "Hey, I just want to let you know, your house is not in our delivery area, so." Yeah. We were nice. We brought the pizza. Please don't ever order from us again. We will not deliver it.
Really?
Like, okay, well, thanks for the heads up.
Is there a closer pizza?
No, I mean, I use the app.
Yeah. That's how you use the app. It puts it there. Then that's what, these guys are doing the same thing. They're short on drivers or something. Yeah.
Yeah. They said, don't ever, if you order from us again, we won't bring it.
Yeah.
We were nice this time and we won't do it again.
But he said, and he slipped you a job application. If you come work for us, this will be in our area.
Yeah. Then you can deliver. Yeah.
To your own children.
Docs in the chat said maybe Nicole caught him outside and told him,
like, hey, I better not see you around here, these parts ever again.
Yeah.
You tell them this is a one-time shot.
But we did have this discussion last week or a couple weeks ago. How was the Domino's pizza? It's chain restaurant. It's cheap-ish pizza. Yeah. I think it's of the nationwide chains. I would probably eat Domino's over most of the others.
Wow. Are you sponsored by Domino's?
No, because that's still not really a positive, glowing review.
Yeah. It was fine. You know, I've definitely had better, but in terms of like the other pizza place that Nicole gets delivery from, they're like, it's, you know, it's pretty close and it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah. We have one. Yeah. We have one really good local place that I will always eat.
I recommend the Brooklyn style.
Brooklyn style from Domino's?
Yes.
That's what you like?
That's what I thought was the best. We got 2 pizzas.
Pitching for Domino's
for
free?
Mm-hmm.
No. We're still not giving it a glowing review. Like, would that be my choice?
But
no,
it's good
would
enough.
I eat it? It's good
It's not
enough.
for free. We get $3 if we go pick it up, Danny.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically free.
Mhm.
$3 coupon. Next time, it's almost free.
Yeah. The short guy in the chat saying it's definitely the best of the crappy companies.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah. Yes.
We're Domino's, the best of the crappy pizza. Little Caesars, you can suck it.
Yeah. I get Little Caesars if only my daughters are eating it.
Yeah.
Because you'll poison them, but you won't dare let that into your body.
Correct. They don't
Peter
eat either
Piper
of it.
Pizza. Do you think those parents are really having fun here?
Yeah. No.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. We can't.
Yeah.
know.
Right.
So,
All right. So good way to pick up some extra money. Just go pick up your own Domino's.
Oh, you think
maybe
that's like? I'm going to order stuff off the menu that's less than $3 to get the $3 coupons and sell the $3.
You have to spend $5.
Yeah, I was gonna say there has to be a minimum purchase.
Mm-hmm.
They thought of
But
everything.
look, that's some good like arbitrage of like you spend like $6, go pick it up and get $3. Like that's not bad.
Yeah, still not bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's assuming your time is worth $0.
Yes, exactly. And also,
there's a lot of people that's true for.
And it costs nothing to operate a vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you have to factor all that in.
Okay. We were talking about the metaverse and of course the Matrix and Blob world, but a story from the Wall Street Journal talks about how actually the metaverse is a lot more dangerous than people originally anticipated, because many of the early adopters of the metaverse are finding themselves making a trip from VR to the ER.
Good.
Oh, what's more dangerous, Golden Corral or the metaverse?
Apparently, it's equal.
It's
sending equal numbers of people to the hospital.
Could you imagine doing the metaverse at a Golden Corral?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need more information. I didn't see this article because I think it's behind a paywall, probably.
Yeah, behind a paywall.
What kind of accidents are we talking? Like falling down the stairs, walking into traffic?
A lot of people are breaking bones. Basically, you put these goggles on and you walk around and you do stuff, and people are doing like cardio, and they're just like falling all over their house.
Well, I saw a really dumb article about a guy who, and I'm doing air quotes for those who can't see, broke his neck playing what I think, it doesn't say the game, but it sounded like Beat Saber. And I'm like, really? He broke his neck? Like, what are his bones made out of? Crystal? Like thin, just like brittle. How are you breaking your neck? Brittle. My kids play Beat Saber all the time.
I don't even know what Beat Saber is.
It's like you have like
lightsabers.
Lightsabers, thank you. And you have to swipe a certain way to the beat of this music, and the stuff's coming at you. And he broke his neck. I'm sure that was actually mentioned in the story.
They play this in the metaverse.
It's one of the games you can play on Oculus.
Okay.
Yeah. So many people are having injuries, and then also like epic fails. I know Danny loves the fail videos in their house of them like breaking like furniture and all sorts of stuff. That there is a Reddit, a subreddit, Reddit/r/VR to ER, where you can see everybody uploading all of their epic fails.
I videotape my kids doing VR because it looks so ridiculous, and I'm the one that's going to be made fun of, because when I show this in the future, everyone's going to be like, yeah, so everyone's
that's
got
how
these
people live.
But right now, when I see I videotape my 12-year-old and his friend doing it, and it looked absolutely ridiculous. And they are lucky they didn't walk into each other and punch each other in the face. But no accidents here yet, but they're a lot younger, and kids tend to be made more of rubber than crystal.
So
like this older guy.
So how does Oculus Rift work? Do I have to plug it into a computer or
No,
a PlayStation or anything?
Standalone.
So
Yeah.
is it standalone? Is there a mechanism, or is it just now all self-contained in the goggles?
It's all self-contained in the goggles.
Okay. Should I buy one?
I watch my kids play it on my phone because I can see what they see.
Yeah.
And it looks really stupid to me.
But I
they
feel like
absolutely love it.
Yeah, but I feel like at some point, if I don't buy the technology, then I'm going to get left behind. And then
you'll be a
in 5
Luddite.
years, where they're like, "Hey, everybody, remember when we had that metaverse masquerade?" And I'll be like, "I wasn't there." And they're like, "Oh, you weren't? Well, then who did I eyes wide shut?" And I was like, "I don't know. Somebody
Who did I
else."
eyes wide shut.
Oh my God.
Then,
Must
but
have been
then
somebody else.
you'll need like $10,000 because not only will you need the goggles, you'll need the sim suit, all the vibrating modules, all of the nipple tweaking modules.
How many vibrating modules are there?
But it can be infinite, I'm sure.
I mean, yeah. Why do you think the Blob needs all the holes, Tyson?
That's why they're so good at simulations, is because they have so many sensitive areas. That they
It's
can
the
be
only
connected
way.
to.
It's the only way, honestly, that we could even exist in a simulation is if we had all those holes.
Yeah. You have to be
Got all those
sensitive to the input. And so the sim suit will definitely tie into all of your most sensitive places.
Okay.
And it's very exciting. And you're right. If you don't get in early, then just the financial burden of getting in 10 years from now could be a real problem for you.
Yeah, that's true. But it's not even the financial burden. It's catching up, because then I have to be like, how does this work? And they're like, you just put this strap on your head, bro. And I'm like, oh, and then how does that work? And they're like, now you use the control. And so if I do that now while everybody's doing it, then I don't look like a doofus in 10 years when I try to do it.
So maybe as people are like building new houses, maybe they need to have some sort of like Oculus VR room.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, we're basically almost like the kind of room that you would put somebody in that they're like in danger of hurting themselves, like a room with like all like padded walls,
a rubber
where
room,
maybe and just like then just put them in like the center of the room, and then they could just VR themselves all they want.
All they want.
Right now, you walk by using the joystick thing on the handles, because I asked my kids that. But once they start doing real movement, like first-person shooter, like running, crouching, jumping, I don't know how you're going. You have to hook up some kind of rig system. That's going to
we're never getting to that point. If we get to that point, then kids are going to start getting ripped instead of dying before us, their parents.
You say kids are getting ripped
because of all their training.
Muscular?
Yeah, they're going to. Because they're all getting right now. I think like every generation moving forward is less active than the generation before them.
Which eventually over 1,000 years leads to blob-like structure.
Correct. It all makes sense.
It's a full circle.
Correct. But are kids going to go for the meta suit where they are jogging in place and doing all that stuff?
That's what I'm waiting for. First-person shooter, full-on suit.
And then what does it? Is it like a suit like in the book Dune, where it takes your body sweat?
Dune,
because you're gonna be pouring sweat, so that sweat then it has to be filtered and pumped back into your mouth.
Yeah, Dune and Ready Player One. Okay. That's the combination of suits. Yeah, because I do want to drink my own liquids, just so that I can be the most efficient I can be. And maybe, and we're about to go to a story about this, maybe get a little Mountain Dew packet that I can strap in, and so that when my sweat is recirculated, it's flavored with dew.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
So it'd be like
actually.
sort of like a Mountain Dew powder.
Yes, exactly. So my suit will be sponsored by Mountain
syrup.
Dew.
Yeah.
Highly concentrated syrup.
Yeah.
And the Mountain Dew taste is so pungent that it would mask that you were actually
drinking
consuming
my own fluids.
No, the suit filters all the fluids itself. Yeah,
just like Dune. That's where the Dune aspect comes from.
Yeah.
And then Ready Player One is like
Mountain
all the
Dune.
stimulation. Yeah.
Dune, Rob, I don't know if you know about Dune. Water is the most precious commodity in the Dune system and world. And so everybody has this suit that filters all of the moisture from their body back into drinking water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the new one or the old one.
I read the book. I didn't watch. You don't want to watch the old one.
No, you do, just so that you can be weirded out by it. No, watch it because it is so unbelievably bizarre.
I haven't seen the new one, but I should.
The talking girl what's his name's the little sister. It's so weird.
Wait,
So
there's a
in the
talking
new one or the
girl
old
in the
one?
movie.
So what I
A
mean,
girl that
let me-
talks?
she's like a little girl, right, with these bright blue eyes,
Yes.
obviously from consuming all of the spice.
Yeah.
But she talks with an adult voice, kind of like the lady from Poltergeist. It's just really bizarre. I
Oh.
encourage you to watch it so that you can walk away wondering what you just watched.
Is
And-
it the old one?
The old one, yeah, with
Yeah,
Sting.
and Sting's character is quite crazy. in
Crazy.
this.
Yeah, I would recommend watching the old one maybe before you watch the new one.
Oh,
Well,
okay. Is
that's
it
like 7 hours of
prequel?
film.
Yeah, I mean, you can watch it at times 2 or 1, whatever you guys watch your stuff at.
Mhm.
Times 1.5.
So yeah,
All right, from Dune to Dew, Mountain Dew, Danny, big news this week. They are talking about something, but I don't know if you're going to be interested in it because Baja Blast, Mountain
love
Dew,
Baja Blast.
Mhm.
okay, is coming as an alcoholic version. Danny, I know you don't drink, but is
Not
this
yet.
going to be what puts you over the
This
edge?
is it. I'm like, dude, I've gone 43 years without ever drinking. Now's the time. As
Sells
a
his
father of
skis,
3
sells his
to start.
snowmobiles, sells his helicopters, sells all of his stuff.
Why Baja
Mhm.
Blast? Like that's
Why not?
interesting. Baja Blast, as far as I know, is something you can only get at Taco Bell. Am I
Is Baja
mistaken
Blast?
about that?
No, I think you can buy it in bottles and stuff.
Really, I just buy the straight up classic Dew, so I never really look around. But I
Travis
always
said-
just assumed it was.
Yeah,
Travis
Taco
in the
Bell.
chat says, Danny ready to get turned.
yeah. Are you ready? They're calling it Hard Mountain Dew.
That doesn't
Baja
sound good.
Blast.
Hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Are they really going to make this though? Because we come across a lot of products like this where it's this idea they throw out there to get a little publicity. Maybe they make 1 or 2 cans.
I don't know,
And then
Danny. There's a
that's it.
verified Twitter account at Hard Mountain Dew. The official Twitter of Hard Mountain Dew in partnership with Boston Beer Company must be 21 plus to follow.
I wouldn't believe it if it weren't verified.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my prediction, this
Mhm.
reaches very few refrigerators in America.
Yeah, because people will drink it that quick.
That's not what I was saying, but sure. Right? They're going to pound it in the car on the way back from the store.
Yeah.
No,
When's-
I'm
when's-
telling you, this is going to be a small release in a local area for a handful of lucky Mountain Dew alcohol fans. That's it.
Mhm.
I won't see it. It won't come within 100 miles of me. It'll stay farther away from me than Tyson's Peter Piper pizza.
My precious Peter Piper pizza.
Yeah, it'll never get any closer than a Peter Piper pizza.
I have to take Danny to Peter Piper pizza, I guess.
Not
next time.
Golden Corral?
Both. We can do both. Come on
Mhm.
down, Danny.
Do they have pizza at Golden Corral?
Oh, is that? I mean, it's a buffet.
Mm-hmm.
All of the finest dishes from around the globe,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
except for steak.
Except for steak. You know, I suspect they kept calling it a steak shortage, but I would suspect it was more like a staffing shortage. It sounds like that they didn't have enough people to cook the steaks. If they were bringing steaks out, I don't think it was that they ran out of steaks.
No,
I
I don't
did-
think they ran out of steaks. I think it was they're cooking them on the spot to your specifications.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how like you go to like a brunch and go to the omelet booth. And they're like,
Yes.
what would you like on your omelet, sir? And then you have to wait half an hour while the rest of
Yeah.
the party's done eating before your omelet's ready.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, "Oh, I got to sit around and wait for him to get his stupid omelet."
Stupid
that I told him
omelet.
not to
Stupid
get."
omelet.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wait, how come his is out first?
Yeah. Well, because
Yes,
mine
well, he
doesn't
wanted
have
it-
ham
yeah.
and he wanted his raw
He wanted his over easy.
over easy.
I like really nice buffets, but the problem with the really nice buffet is that they take time to cook your food. And I could see a fight starting at like the waffle station,
Yep.
you know,
Yes.
and just like Tyson said, the the omelet station. I feel like fancy
Oh.
restaurants could lead to a fight easily because they
Yep.
sit there and they cook it and they put some love and care into it. And I could see fighting someone at the waffle station for sure.
Yeah, I actually do like a good, real nice brunch buffet. For some reason, that's acceptable, but a dinner
Mhm.
buffet is hardly ever acceptable.
And it's
unless
not
you're-
worth a fight.
Yeah.
Like I would never fight over dinner buffet, but maybe breakfast.
Maybe breakfast buffet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely put my hand on someone's chest. I'm next.
It pushes them away from the plate of bacon.
I'm next in line for the omelets. Thank you very much.
Who went to IHOP on Thanksgiving? Was that
was me.
Danny? Did things get tense there on Thanksgiving, or that was
it was calm. Everybody was very thankful
pre-COVID
not to be eating turkey. And
Yes.
so there was a spirit of like fellowship, and we were all feeling really great about each other because none of us were going to be eating turkey, and we had all decided to come to IHOP. So yeah, it was my people, me meeting my people, and yeah, it felt great, very accepting.
Okay,
a place of peace.
Danny, would you like to bring us into your elusive bolt hole?
Oh yes, if you can find it.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
right.
I have a feeling the Blob version of Danny, there's many bolt holes.
Multiple.
Yeah, and all of them are
not
filled
that
with,
elusive or exclusive.
All of them are filled with simulation devices so that I can experience Earth in all of its glory.
Yeah,
to its fullest capacity.
Well, Tyson, it makes sense. Why does Danny always keep talking about that flavor pen?
Dude,
yeah, because my
stop.
Blob that's like how he eats. He's like got a flavor pen at home.
Like the feels so familiar.
Yeah, dude. I would take a flavor pen, and then we talked about the lickable TV, which Tyson would be up for if he had like his phone.
Do you think do you think these are all like flashes of the like glitches almost of like
I think that what it is you can't, there's something like a ghost in the machine. All of these blobs are kind of forcing elements of their own life to come in to the simulation just because of just the mass amount of processing. So things like the flavor pen and lickable TVs, which are blob devices, are slowly trickling in as it gets more complicated here in the simulation.
Maybe, and I have such an aversion to slime. Do you think that it's just like such like a painful reminder of like what where I'm coming from?
Yesteryears? Yeah, definitely. Like that's what it is. And yeah.
Okay. Danny's bolt hole.
Let's do it.
Welcome to my bolt hole. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna feel you belong.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the iPhone? Oh, there we go. I remember when you used to do that.
I didn't do anything.
You used to surprise attack me with Tyson's song.
I used to say, let's just skip the song.
Yeah, and then we'd play it after you get in. Yep.
But we want Danny to be relaxed.
I have to live on edge, just like I'm eating at Golden Corral.
Yeah.
Be relaxed.
Okay.
Do you guys remember now the iPhone's got such great stabilization? It's actually really impressive.
Sure.
But 10 years ago, you had a camera. If you even tried to walk with it, remember what the image would look like? It was like Cloverfield.
Yeah.
Cloverfield camera did not have great stabilization.
Our kids will not understand Cloverfield when they're like, why is the camera show shaking? It's like, that's what cameras do. And they're like, no, they don't. It's like, well, that's what they used to do. And they're like, why?
Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I read an article that brought this up, and it was talking about visual inputs into your own eyes. And it was talking about how our eyes take in an insane, absurd amount of information. And we're walking, we're moving, we're turning our heads, we're skiing. And they were talking about how it's all seamlessly and relatively stable when you think about it, when it goes into your brain.
Yeah.
And I had never, ever in my life thought about that before.
The eyeball is the best stabilization camera in the universe.
It's got to be more than the eyeball. And that's kind of what this study is talking about. It's a very complex. They're not exactly sure how it works, just like, the idea of us being in a simulation, but they're getting closer to understanding it. And the theory that's being put forward that I have a really, really hard time with is that they think that your brain is lagging, kind of like a computer that's processing a ton of information. It says that your brain keeps you, and this sounds absurd, but I'm throwing it out there, 15 seconds in the past to help you see a stable world.
How could that be?
That's exactly what I thought. And the way they justified this, they did an experiment where they show an aging face, and all they show is this part of the face, right? And over a period of 30 seconds, they show the face age. And what they said is that most people could not identify the face aging beyond 15 seconds, meaning that when asked to give the age of the face they watch age, they almost all of them pointed to the age of the face at the 15-second mark and not the 30-second mark. meaning that the mind was kind of lagging and putting together all the information and giving you a complete stable picture of the world.
Well, that may be. Most people's brains may lag, but I bet mine doesn't.
Yeah, and because one thing they don't address is there are things that happen in real time that demand attention. You know, like like a dog running out into the middle of the road while you drive, or you dropping something,
or walking up the stairs.
Now, I bet you they would say that a lot of these things are intuitive, right? They're things that are done without the need for processing power. That's because of years of walking, you've learned how to do these things without calling upon your mental processes. But when you're trying to focus on something, there's a 15-second delay to make sure that you get the accurate picture. Whereas the daily things you do, those are all built in to your intuition, and that you just kind of go about your way. But the thing I found interesting, I don't know if I totally believe the 15 seconds. I don't even know how we could live in a world. How would we survive as a species with a 15-second delay?
Is it possible that maybe that there's a 15-second delay between what we're experiencing here and when it gets back to us on Blob World?
Yeah, and that actually could be true, because
or if every eyeball, what if every eyeball experiences a 15-second delay?
Well, I wonder. It's not.
Or each eyeball experiences a 7.5-second delay.
It's not that. Remember, it's not the eyeball. It's the brain
That's
assembling every bit of input you're getting. And which, by the way, I think about this all the time. Just the amount of stimulation coming at you.
Yeah,
you know,
you're fully stimulated all the time.
Dude, yeah, all the time. All these directions just coming into my face.
How many times a day are you like, I'm fully stimulated?
I'm so stimulated all the time. It's impressive that it works at all and that we don't just lock up.
Yeah.
Like the computers we have pale in comparison to the computer that we have in our brain for now.
Yeah.
And it has to be that way for the simulation to work. Because if the brains are more, they can't be more powerful than the computers running the simulation. So we can assume that there are more powerful computers. But anyway, I came across this and I found that fascinating. And the one thing I had never thought about is how does our brain stabilize, these two cameras we have at the front of our face? Because it's incredibly smooth. After I read this, I was walking around, I was running down the stairs and stuff,
moving his head around because your neck is essentially a gimbal.
No, I understand that there's tons of muscles, right? That are
tons of gimbals.
Are trained. Yeah, tons of gimbals, but it's jarring like skiing. So when you're skiing on ice down a super steep surface, I mean, that is really jarring, but you're able to keep your vision stable enough to not die.
Sometimes, some people.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's impressive. And now we have a theory as to why. Your brain's slowing it all down.
Yeah,
so it can put it together.
So, well, actually, maybe going back to like in the metaverse, maybe that's where you're doing the metaverse. You're 15 seconds behind, and your hand-eye coordination is all screwed up. That's why people are falling down the stairs.
Actually, that's a good point, Rob. That's great. Maybe you should get together with Facebook and help shorten that time, that delay, in order to make it so that people aren't breaking bones.
Yeah, and maybe it's like a processing of like critical thinking skills is like on a 15-second delay, whereas other things like hand-eye coordination does not have that delay.
Instant.
Like I said, the difference between repetitive motion, which you do like walking, and several like tons of other things, and experiencing something brand new, where your brain is like, "What the hell is happening? I got to figure this out." Slow things down. So I don't know, but tie in the metaverse to that. It's just like now you're adding another element of visually that, by the way, that visually counters what you're experiencing in your own inner ear, I would guess, and externally. Like when you're playing Beat Saber, your eyes are telling you you're in a laser filled dark environment with giant blocks coming at you, but your body tells you you're in an air-conditioned living room.
Yeah. I have a friend, and when the Oculus Rifts first came out, they got them, and they had them at the office, and they were doing that plank one where you and they bought like a 2x8 plank for the people to walk on, so it felt like they were actually on something. And then you walk out and you look down like you're standing on a diving board looking over the edge of a skyscraper. And another guy ran in and pushed the dude on the edge. But you don't understand is the guy has these goggles on. He can't see where the real ground is. He thinks he sees himself falling off of a skyscraper, so he eats. His face smashes the ground without getting his hands out because he just could not see, and it
VR
almost
to
started
the
a fight.
ER.
Yep.
It almost started a fight. Like for real, that was like a fist fight, and that is one of the unwritten rules of VRdom is that if somebody has the goggles on,
Never push them.
Do not mess with them as a non-goggle wearer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's a
But you
great
can
rule.
put on the goggles and go into the metaverse and mess with them.
Correct. And then eyes wide shut them as much as you want. Yeah.
Or Golden Corral them.
Corral them. Yeah, I'm gonna put on my goggles and visit the Golden Corral and then get one of those fight scenes.
I'm gonna get on my goggles and go get my Golden Corral on. That doesn't have to be at a Golden Corral. That just means going and starting a massive fight anywhere at any public location.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, great job once again, Danny. What's coming up for you this week?
Oh, let's see.
Peter Piper Pizza.
I'm going to drive 356 miles and get myself a slice of that Peter Piper pizza. Just so I can feel it dissolve in my mouth and know what Tyson's talking about.
Yes.
Because I feel like Tyson and I are becoming too separated. But if we can have shared experiences beyond News AF,
yes,
once again, that bond can be formed. Editing video for, mediocre amateur, doing some reviews, waiting for it to snow. Hasn't snowed in like a month.
Oh, lucky.
So, yeah. So if the simulation Lord is listening,
please
some snow would be nice.
give us some snow.
Give Danny some snow.
Yeah.
Okay. Tyson, what's coming up for you this week?
Ooh, interviewing Ozzy for Micronesia tomorrow.
Oh,
yeah.
That's nice.
That'll be fun. And
have you two chatted before?
Hardly. We DM back and forth once in a while about like underwater torpedo league or surfing or something.
Because he's been on a bunch of all-star seasons, but he's sort of like you two are like ships passing in the night. It's either you or maybe are you in the same like sort of like archetype? It's like should we get Tyson or Ozzy for this one?
Yeah, I don't know. That could be
underwater torpedo league. Can we please go back to that? What is that?
So it's like underwater soccer, except for they use this giant torpedo that sinks. So you have to play the whole game under the water, but you have to come up for breath. So it's kind of like water polo, but it's played on the bottom of the swim pool rather than at the surface.
That goes against all human instincts.
Correct.
To be underwater and play a game.
Correct. And you can wrestle and stuff underwater, but you can only grapple with the person who's holding the torpedo. So you hold them back, and when they let go, you have to let go of them so that they can go get their breath. But the torpedo, you can throw it underwater. It go because it's weighted, so it goes pretty good. It's pretty cool, actually. Like those. Have you seen those little diving rocket things that?
I think I know. Yeah, that's what I pictured.
So it's like that, but it's like like that, but it's like the size of a little football. So it's heavier, has more, more to it. So you can throw it harder underwater.
That is fascinating.
And you do this, Tyson?
Game exists.
I don't do this. Ozzy does
does it.
And I've been interested in trying it, but I nowhere locally plays it. But all over California, they play it.
Yeah.
Wow. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the most interesting things he has going on.
Yeah. It looks like he's setting up an Airbnb in Mexico. I saw that on his Instagram. So he's got some stuff going on. Yeah. One of the most. Yeah. He's got some. Do you know anything else he's doing, Rob?
Yeah. I just think he's like working very hard. Stimulated constantly like Danny.
Yep. At least.
That's an important part of life. Constant stimulation. And then questioning the constant stimulation.
Is it enough?
Is this enough? Can I have more?
Yeah.
Can I get it from a different place?
Yeah. Somebody in the chat says, Calvin in the chat says, we need Ozzy and Joe on Amazing on the same season. And I think, that would be really great. I think putting those two in a closed room together, just be like a melding of the minds.
Sure. Sharing an underwater torpedo.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Tyson?
No, that's it. Just pickleballing and waiting for the new Survivor season to come out. And man, no, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Rob, I've been watching Too Hot.
How far did you get?
It's painful. Every
Was
year
it
it's
too
gotten
hot?
worse.
Was it too hot to handle?
It was too obnoxious to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Liz wants to continue on, but I just don't know if I have it. That's just not the kind of stimulation I need.
Mm-hmm.
I feel just dumber having watched even 2 episodes of it.
Yeah, it's a 2Xer, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad. Are you still watching it?
I have watched 8 episodes. I want to finish it because I want to listen to the finale recap that we had on RHAP.
Okay.
So
Good.
sort of like pot committed at this point.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do but put all the chips in.
I may just listen to the podcast and not watch the last 2 episodes.
Probably smart.
Well,
I'd rather play underwater torpedo with a bunch of bros than watch this show.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are going to be kicking off our Celebrity Big Brother coverage on Wednesday night. We had our draft on Monday night, and we'll be back with episode recaps after all of the Celebrity Big Brother kicking off Wednesday night. The Amazing Race is going on. I'm still somehow covering Joe Millionaire as well. So, of course, if you missed any of it, you catch it on the weekly Wrap Up, where we bring you the best moments from RHAP from the past week on Saturday. So look for that as well in our main podcast feed.
You suffer for your art. That's all I can say about you, Rob.
Yes. I'm not suffering too much. I suffer more when I'm not making the art.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, respect anyways. I hope you're getting all the snacks you need.
Hopefully. All right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again next week. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
We did it, guys.